this video is hopefully here to give you some helpful hints as we do our final push for Metroplex, getting ready for our spring concert. I've heard from some folks, just kind of all the woodwind folks, about some different issues they have from 61 to the end, and I'm kind of putting all this together, and hopefully what this will do is give you a lot of different tools to help you out to kind of work through some things here. So the first thing is hearing that a lot of folks sometimes get lost in some of these 16th note runs and aren't sure sometimes where they are in the measurement. If that's the case, one of the easiest things I can say is draw slashes where each beat of the measure is. Normally the 16th notes are grouped by each beat, right? They're grouped in pairs of 4, or groups of 4, I should say. So if you need to mark where each beat of the measure is, mark them by the beat. 1, 2, 3, right? 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, so forth. If we go over here into the 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so forth. It doesn't always work. Here, now they're not beamed together, but here we're in between 2 beats, so this is 1, here's 2, so we have and a 3 and, so that doesn't quite work. But when they're all 4 beamed together, 1, 2, 3, 4, you need to know where you're at or what beats you're on in each measure. Draw the slashes for the beats. We have a lot of chromatic work in different sections of this piece. And if you're struggling with the chromatic stuff, understand that a lot of these chromatic sections, or some of them anyway, stretch beyond an octave. Most of the chromatic warm-ups we do, or our chromatic scales in our warm-ups, only go up to an octave. So I would say seek out those chromatics in the piece where they go beyond an octave, and find the spots where you can find those chromatics you're comfortable with. In the very end here, we have a section here where the chromatic sequence is more than an octave, but within there we've got our B-flat chromatic scale, which we've worked on throughout the year in concert band. Starts here and ends at the end. So you can go through and work that, and then go back on and hopefully tack on these last 2 notes, right? And over here we have just our B-flat chromatic scale twice, back to back. So it's a matter of just going up twice and getting comfortable with going up to it twice. Here again, right before measure 96, we've got a B-flat chromatic scale here to here, kind of embedded in a longer chromatic run. Work that B-flat chromatic scale, see if we can tack on these 2 or these 3 extra notes then onto that chromatic scale. So, work the chromatic stuff you're comfortable with before you try to add on those extra notes, and then work those into that sequence maybe. Try to find some patterns, right? Work smarter, not harder. We have stuff that repeats, and we know that. We've talked about that throughout our work here. So find those patterns, work them, and then extrapolate. See where else they are in this section, work through them. See what goes into and out of those different, those similar sections, and work those transitions. And the last thing is, if you just feel like you're just not getting all of these 16th notes, and there are a lot of notes, you can simplify and break them down further and do some parts of these passages as 8th notes instead. So you kind of see throughout the piece here, what I've done is I have some extra stems, some extra beams here, where it's every other note. I have some beams going up and some stems here, where what I've done is kind of given you where I would play 8th notes instead of 16th notes. Every other note, if you omit the 2nd and 4th note of your 16th notes, or in this case 2nd, 4th, and 6th, you can play 8th notes instead. Now it's a little bit harder to line up if you've been trying to play all the 16th notes, but that's a possibility. And when I publish this video for you to use, I'll also publish a simplified version of 61 to the end with some of these 16th note runs as 8th note runs instead. Not all of them, because I think you should still try to get some of these out, and I think some of these are within your grasp. But some of these where we have some more challenging fingering passages, or where there's just a lot of 16th notes all in one spot, I've simplified to eighth notes. The other part of this video is I'm going to allow you to kind of have a play along feature here, where I'm going to play this piece for you, 61 to the end, at 6 different tempos, to allow you the chance to kind of work up to what we hope will be our performance tempo for this piece, and give you that opportunity. It will count through all of the multi-measure rests. So this will end up being a long video, but it'll give you. We'll start really slow and we'll work up incrementally towards that performance tempo. So use this to your advantage, to play along and to get comfortable with some of these passages that might not be quite where you need them to be yet. So we'll start the playback here. We'll start at a pretty slow tempo, and we'll keep getting a little bit faster as we go through. So here's the slowest tempo for you to use to play along with. Check how you're doing. Here we go, a little bit faster. A little bit faster. A little faster. A little faster. And lastly, our performance tempo goal. Okay, so I hope this video helps you at least in giving you the chance to play along with the recording at different tempos and work out some stuff that you might still have some issues with. Like I said, there is a simplified version you can download with some eighth notes replacing some of the 16th notes. It will be a little bit hard to line up along with some of the 16th note folks, but you can try that out. And let's push hard and have a real strong concert with this piece. All right.